Slimehouse TV, just at HorrorCon UK 2018 with the legendary Billy Wirth. How are we doing today? We're good?
I'm doing well, thanks, Theo. It's great to be here and having a great time, a great weekend.
You enjoying HorrorCon? It's the first time we've had you. How'd you like it?
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, love the fans and meeting some other cool actors. Been hanging out a little bit with Barbara from Reanimator and Jeffrey Combs, and had a really good couple of days. Yeah.
So we've had a lot of Lost Boys fans over the weekend. How does it feel to be in a film all these years ago, and people are still coming to you now, loving this film all these years on? The kids love it. They've got 5-year-old kids.
It's like the gift that keeps on giving. It's just amazing. This film has, stood the test of time. It still plays well. The fans who originally grew up on the film, now they turn it on to their kids, and I'm meeting a whole new group of fans, and it's just the journey continues. It's pretty awesome.
Another film that we know you from, we actually watched it last night and we had a conversation about it earlier, was Tales from the Crypt, the split-second episode. You told us quite a cool story about that. Do you mind telling that again for the fans?
Again, I guess, Michelle Williams, I think it was the actress in that. And I don't know, that scene where she grabs my crotch. That day when we were filming it, she said, my boyfriend's gonna be here today. Would you mind if I have him, do that scene? He could stand in for you. And I said, yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't have minded her grabbing my crotch, but, I figured, she's got a boyfriend. That's cool. So I sit back and, they come around to that shot and, in walks Ray Liotta. So he was my crotch double, and I thought that was pretty funny. I had a big movie star playing my crotch double.
You can hold on to that forever. Yeah. Just tell us a little bit how you got your big break into acting.
I started out as doing a little modeling for a summer job or whatever, and my agent at the time asked me to try acting, and I got into a few auditions, but I guess The Lost Boys really was my big break. It was the first big film. I had done a small little film, and I met Joel Schumacher and Dick Donner and auditioned for them. And once I did The Lost Boys, I said, wow, this is what I want to do. This is incredible. It was just like, I had no idea what it was. I was green, but after being on that first big movie set, it was like, this is incredible. It's like playing, and you're getting paid for it, and getting to travel and experience different characters and see different parts of the world. And it's been an incredible journey. But I guess just the first audition, I was terrified, but there was a thrill getting through that fear, walking through that fear. And then I started to take classes and learn more about the craft. And it's something you never stop growing and learning about. And it's sort of studying of human behavior and learning how to listen and react, and the more emotionally available you can become as a person, the more spiritually you grow, the better it feeds your acting, because really you're recreating life, and trying to have a human experience in an imaginary circumstance. So it's just something that I feel, I keep growing at, and I feel my best work is ahead of me, so we'll see.
Would you have any advice for people that's wanting to get into acting now?
I would say, get into, try to find a good teacher, a good class, take, work out, work with other actors. If you can't do a class, get a camera like this GoPro and just start playing around and take scenes from movies or from plays, and maybe get a good book on acting, from so many great teachers, Larry Moss, Howard Fine, Uta Hagen, and learn a little bit about what it is, about creating a character, about, what the objective in the scene is, and start playing. I mean, you can do this now for no money. I mean, it costs maybe a little bit to buy the equipment to play around with it, and then watch and see what you did, and just keep working and studying. And then class is a great place to work out,
So if we flip that the other way around and we talk about people who are filmmakers, as an actor, how do you think is the best way for a filmmaker to approach an actor to get the best performance?
The best directors I've worked with have been the ones that are sensitive to the craft of acting, and to understand that the environment that you create to allow for relaxation, comfort, not stress. Dialogue with the director to explore what it is this scene's about, and creating an environment that will allow you to take chances and to try things and to explore and to not be locked into a preconceived set of what you think this scene is about. You do all your homework, you understand all that, and then you try to let it go, and all that stuff is in you, and then try to discover in the moment, and have a real experience instead of something that's planned out and predetermined, because the real moments can come from a mistake, that happens, and you work off the other actors. So just really working, great directors work with actors. There are a lot of technical directors that don't have that set of skills to understand acting, but the ones that do, I think they can elevate a scene or a performance because they really understand the environment's important, the creativity and freedom that you need to have to be able to not be afraid or not be scared to try something new. I directed a film and was very...
Yeah, you produced it as well.
And produced it, and so many of the best moments in that film were improvisational moments from the text that the actors felt the freedom, because I gave it to them and I allowed them to I said, listen, whatever you feel impulsively in that moment. And 3, 4, 5 scenes in that film came out, and lines came out of just them improvising something off of the original structure that I couldn't have written, and they were great moments. But, it's just finding the freedom to fearlessly attempt things and to try things, and you get the take, and then you say, okay, you got one in the can, now let's try something different, but just freedom to explore and create. And I like directors who work with actors and understand the acting a little bit more than the technical directors who don't work with them. And sometimes you get in a movie and the director doesn't have that sense, so you don't feel safe that they're going to cover the scene right or whatever. And that just happens sometimes. But to work with an actor's director, as they call it, is always the best, I think. Yeah.
Great answer, yeah. And obviously now, so you are doing a bit of directing as well as acting. What have we got to look forward to next?
Yeah.
I know you can never say too much, but a little something.
Some good stuff is coming down the pipe. I have a friend, Chris Brancato, who's doing a show. I think I might get a chance to be in this new series, but I'm not going to say what it is. And then I got a couple other things. I'm developing a couple of scripts. I don't want to jinx them or whatever, but I think good things are coming for me. I've laid the groundwork on a few projects that I'm producing. One that I'm going to hopefully direct, and then a TV series that my friend is doing that I hope to have a part in. But I think this is going to be a good next few years for me. Yeah.
Wicked, man. Well, it's been awesome to talk to you. It's awesome to have you at HorrorCon, and we hope to get you back another time.
Great. I appreciate it very much, Theo. HorrorCon UK rocks.
Slimehouse TV with Billy Wirth at HorrorCon UK. Boom.